Sometime before I go out, I gotta give myself a pep talk. Are you have a boyfriend? Are you love your boyfriend? Are you love your boyfriend? So I don't go outside and cheat. I'm sorry. But is that just like a personal thing, or is it like everybody?
You have a wife and she's going away during holidays? Is everyone thinking what I'm thinking? Who's the boyfriend, honey? Who is the boyfriend? What do you have going on? I mean, if this were a guy doing this, if this role were flipped and you had a guy that was leaving his family all the time on holidays and constantly being away and overnight trips, weekends, holiday, you know what people would say? What does he have, a second family somewhere? That would be the talking point. Where is this guy going? And rightfully so. What are you doing all the time? She's got something else going on. Let's just say that goes beyond what is this dog breeding and horse riding. Who you on the horse with, honey? I don't think it's just you and the horse, if you know what I mean. I said it. Something's like nasty is going on here, okay? And the guy knows it. That's why, he unfortunately is too much of a simp to just address her. But he knows something's not kosher in this situation.
Your name and age, and why did you end up popping your balloon?
I'm Janaea Moore. I'm 33, and I popped my balloon just because you're not really my physical type. I was like, I have a thing with noses, and I like a guy with kind of like a thin like bridge. I know that's like so extra, but I do. I just have this like attraction to like this like thin bridge. Yeah, I like noses. Yes.
Okay. That's fine.
No, she's someone that's your type.
And she's pretty. I mean, I don't know if I would approach her, but she's good looking.
Yeah, you shouldn't.
I shouldn't.
You shouldn't.
Okay. All right.
Okay, let's move on.
And they say that men want to humble women. You could have just said, well, he's really not my type and move on. But this silly emotional immaturity is lacking.
And that's why you get no money, they get nothing, because you see a beautiful young woman on her skates that need a seat, and don't none of these niggas get up for me. The chivalry died a long time ago, y'all, so protect yourself.
Maybe you guys could take a little bit of accountability for your bad attitudes. That might be a start.
How do you know if he's the one? Well, let me tell you this. If you're asking just in general, is he the one? If you're having to wonder, he's not. He's not. Just remember I was dating this guy and like, he treated me so well. He had money. Like, I don't know. I just was kind of like, yeah, like he has the makings of a husband, but is he my husband? No. And I knew that deep down, and people will be like, oh my God, I want you guys to get married and have kids. And I kind of was like, hate to break it to you, I don't think we're going to do that. I don't think this is going to end well. And I knew that from like day one, and I still deluded myself. And then when we inevitably broke up, I was like, oh my God, like, I can't believe it. I should have been thanking the cosmos, honestly, but instead I just decided to be a victim about it and let it ruin my life. Don't be like me. Do not be like me. If you have a slightest even like inkling that a guy is not like long-term husband material, and like, I really do think, I used to be like, oh, people saying when you know, it's BS. No, I do think there's truth to that. And I think you'll definitely know when it's not the guy for you. Anyways, yeah, when you feel like it's not the guy for you, like, you should just break up with him, honestly. Unless it's really convenient, like, unless there's other factors at play, I guess. But, like, the longer you stay with them, the more attached you're going to get. And then when inevitably you guys do break up, you're going to be the same way, where you're like, oh my God, I'm such a victim. Like, how could this happen? Just quit while you're ahead, please.
I mean, at some point, I think we really have to seriously consider just not saying certain things, just being quiet, break up with them unless it's really convenient. You mean like having a lot of money, like dating somebody that can provide you things because they have a lot of money? I don't know.
Okay, when we go to Universal, pause. Is this good? Or like, hey, do you like these shorts?
Are they mine?
No.
Oh.
Do you like them?
Yeah, it looks like I'd wear them. Those are big. Does that look the new thing?
Yeah. Do you like them?
Okay. Yeah. Those will kind of like to see wear to the gym.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't I see anybody bashing the 19-year-old that's lying about... Can she get some hate too, please? 10 seconds after the accusation, Shannon Sharp dropped the receipt showing that the relationship was consensual. Super duper consensual. Put a big black baby in me. Consensual. Pause. Why would Shannon Sharp offer $10 million for her to settle if he's innocent? $10 million is a lot for yo ass. Y'all don't remember Shannon Sharp, a Hall of Famer. And didn't he just get a contract for like $100 million? $10 million ain't a damn. Use your pink meat up here real quick. If it only cost $10 million for this to be silenced, never heard about again, how much money do you think that would save Shannon Sharp? This case carries out and drags on and on. Do you know how much money Shannon Sharp would be losing out on? I assure you it would be more than $10 million. Look at Johnny Depp. He lost everything. What is that girl's punishment for getting up here and lying? Off with the head! Ref, do something! I don't know! Think about what this girl was able to accomplish. With one accusation, I think Cat Williams said something similar. You could be King Kong and they'd take your ass down in 2 weekends. I think he summed it up perfectly.
This is one of the saddest things I've ever read on Instagram. So today I asked my followers, which are primarily female, I said, when you think about aging and you think about how you're changing, tell me what thoughts come to mind. I did not even get one positive comment. I'm going to read some of these to you, okay? I don't see myself as me anymore. I'm a stranger in my own body. I feel like the most disgusting person. I literally hate looking at myself. I hate the way I look now. I'm so self-conscious about every part of my life. I feel discouraged. I've worked out my entire adult life and it makes no difference. My fluffy body makes me feel old and ugly. I feel bloated and fat and I don't like myself. I used to be busy and active and social, and now I just feel like meh. I have no energy, no motivation, and I just want to stay in my sweats. I cry about the way I look every single day. Weight loss is non-existent. It's not possible for me, and it's very discouraging. And I feel so young in my mind, and then I see my body, and I see how I'm aging, and it my confidence. I mean, the messages are universal almost, and it just breaks my heart.
So all you men in your 40s, 50s, 60s, none of you want to date a 50-year-old hormonal menopausal woman, and you've got the option that you can have a 30-year-old as opposed to a 53-year-old like me. Men have the option to go for a younger woman. You know, if you're a 50-year-old man and a 32-year-old woman pays you attention, wow, big ego boost. And who wouldn't? Fair play to you. But for me, as a 53-year-old woman, if a 32-year-old man paid me attention, you know, it'd be frowned upon, wouldn't it? You imagine me going out with a 32-year-old man, old enough to be his mum. There was a survey done, I don't know, however many men they asked, and 80% of them, in their 50s, said that they prefer younger women. In their 30s, their early 40s. What chance do I stand? So we've got a very small window of the opposite sex. Whereas you men have a big, I'm not talking about that, a big window. You can go for any age, really. Not that young though. But there are a lot of younger men who say...
So I know a lot of rich men, and I have to tell you a secret. So I didn't come from any money. We are now in our late 20s, early 30s, where most people are like with their end game partners that they're actually going to get engaged to and married to. I need you to believe me when I say, not a single one of them is with a dumb man. If you're one of these girls who are like out here saying, oh, I don't need to work that hard, I don't need to study that hard because I'm just going to marry rich and they're going to give me a soft life, I'm pretty, begging you, like, please stay in school, do something with your life. You cannot count on it because turns out there's a lot of bad bitches here who also have money, who also have a career, who are also smart and funny. If you're banking your whole future on like you being hot when you're 21, you better be out here looking like a Victoria's Secret model.
Guys, let me tell you, as an escort has slept with hundreds of men at this point, the number one complaint that you would receive from a man if you were to get into a long-term relationship or a marriage with him is if you A, let yourself go, or B, stop doing him. Okay, so your number one currency, they don't care about the rest. Your number one currency is to remain hot and to remain doable and like do them essentially. I don't know why that's such a controversial opinion. And what I'm encouraging ladies to do, if you agree with me and believe in me, or at least think like your dating life isn't sort of working for you, or you want to protect yourself, like protect your peace, it's like no one is getting gold stars. These men aren't handing out gold stars and talking about like, I want to be with her because she's such a good mother, or I want to be with her because she has a great career, or I want to be with her because she's got great friends, or I want to be with her because she's got a great relationship with her family. They don't care. They do not care. Your only job, just stop working at the rest unless it makes you happy. Do things for yourself that make you happy. Your number one currency is to remain hot and effable, and do that, man, okay? And what I'm saying is that is so valuable. That is of the utmost value to men, okay? That just by giving him that, you're giving him so much more than he could ever hope to give you. So extract value from the system. He should be doing things to impress you. He should be planning dates. He should be opening car doors. He should be like catering to you. Okay? He should be, because if you don't see the value inherently in like your youth, beauty and sexuality, you're gonna get taken for a ride. Like, I'm sorry, you're gonna squander it on someone who doesn't deserve it.
This is a woman saying, if you do this for a man, these men are giving me money for my services. Imagine what he's going to give you. You're going to get the money. You're going to get the bags. You're going to get the house. You're going to get the car. Whatever you want, you're going to get it. And guess what they're doing? Arguing instead of just finding a way to serve their husband. It's not some random man. We're talking about your husband.
If I like you, the ability that I have to make you feel like the only man in the room, the only man in the world even. Don't worry about what eyes are on me, because my eyes are on you, baby.
So I came across this, and it says 11 years, 3 kids, and still no ring. It's fine. It's fine. I'm fine. No, you're not. That's why your face looks this way and you made this video, because you're really not fine with this. And I'm going to say something. There's no reason for you to bring up a ring or expect a ring at this point. All right. There's an old saying. Why purchase the cow or buy the cow when you can get the milk for free? Well, ma'am, you gave him 3 gallons of free high grade quality milk and those 3 children. Why would he marry now? I said this the other day, and I'm going to say it here again. There is absolutely no reason whatsoever, no excuse to be having a kid for any man without having a ring and being married. There's no excuse for it. If you decide to do that, you've given up 90% of your bargaining power to get married, at least 90%. Because at this particular point, it would hurt him more to marry you than to keep things the way that they are. Because if you decide to leave him, yes, he's going to have to pay child support for his 3 kids, but he doesn't have to split all of his finances. He's not paying any alimony. So he got a pretty damn good deal here.
The number one way to keep a man is to know what he needs before he knows it himself. Ladies, we complain all the time about how simple-minded men are, yet none of us have figured out how to use it to keep a man. None of this about, oh, I don't need a man, I'm single because I choose it. No, honey. You're dressing up like that on Instagram, you're flashing your big old booty, and you're putting on your makeup because you want a man. Put his needs before yours, and you will keep him. If you know what he wants before he wants, you will have him on his knees begging for you. Oh my God, I am not spending my whole life putting another man's needs before mine. In a yin-yang balanced marriage or relationship, that man is gonna put a lot of things that you need before himself. In fact, it's visceral. It is innate in men to want to sacrifice everything they do for a woman and her children. His children, my apologies. The ways in which we do this are just very different. Equal, but different. The minute I learned that a man's love does not look like what Disney Channel showed me is the minute I became really happy, because it took me a long time to realize, wait a minute, these things that my husband are doing is actually his way of showing love to me, and I have denied it. The quickest way to shut down a man is to deny how he's loving you. To be in your feminine energy, you have to receive. And our problem with our masculine energy nowadays that women are holding on to is we are not able to receive how men love us. They see it and they feel it, and it shuts them down. Men want to give. So learn how to receive Learn how to selflessly put things that he needs ahead of your own needs. And I promise you, he will return it tenfold because it is literally bred into their DNA. Our modern culture is just effing with all of it. Okay, that's it. Love you. Bye.
People are going to hate me when I literally say this, but the propaganda online for Black women specifically to date interracially, specifically white men, is very weird. Like, I'm just going to come out and say I find the propaganda very, very weird. And it's so interesting because I feel like people promote this with a sense of, oh, okay, this is almost like Black women getting their power back, especially if, you know, they haven't had much success dating Black men. But it's doing the complete opposite. It's not doing what you think it's going to do, because we are going to live, right, in a society that is highly mixed, right? Particularly white individuals mixing, okay? And Black individuals mixing, okay? Now you probably think, while you probably think this is progressive, this literally promotes white supremacy at its finest, because it literally still sees white people as the pillar to mix with. It literally places white people, particularly white men, on this ladder of, you're someone I want to procreate with and attain. Like, you're, as a woman, I'm looking at you as a sense of achievement. It's literally a social status signaling, as in, hey, I've got a white man, so I've leveled up in life.
Do y'all ever just find ways to be happy? I mean, God, dog, you know what? Anyway, just put a smile on your face.
Hate attractive men. I would say women hate attractive men specifically when women are involved in any way. Like, if they ever feel like there's a kind of comparison. For example, Jalen Hurts, okay, he gets glazed. They're like, oh man, he's very handsome, good looking guy. But God forbid, if there's a picture of Jalen Hurts and his wife, and they ever feel like anybody's comparing their looks, I promise you they would trash Jalen Hurts immediately. For the most part, when it comes to the internet, when they like attractive men, they like attractive men when they're by themselves, when they're single. Like, ooh, take it out as hurting, but then all of a sudden bring a woman into the picture, then they got to get glazed, okay? And they got to put down the man a little bit. Notice when A$AP Rocky was single, or at least presented single, all sorts of glaze. But then once he got with Rihanna, kind of, it was more so now he's glazed for, oh, I bet he treats her so well. Like the video, this is a comment too. Like, that girl, she posted her man, who's objectively a very attractive man. I think they're an attractive couple. And people felt the need to get in there and kind of down them. The thing is, I'm sure that woman is secure in herself, but the thing is, everyone was commenting as if she was insecure. Treating her like a Make-A-Wish kid. They're like, oh, but you're so pretty. Now, mind you, obviously, like, there are people in my comment section saying she's chopped. I think that's completely ridiculous. Again, I think they're an attractive couple, but I'm saying you wouldn't see the same uproar and support if a man was like, bro, if he made a post about her and was like, oh, she's so beautiful, makes me want to da. They're not saying anything about how he looks for the most part. So the thing that frustrates me is it's like you're trying to play the game and act like this is just something that you're saying. Like, that's just, oh, this is a normal thing to comment and not just a collective insecurity. Mind you, women have commented in my comment section acknowledging that that's weird. It's funny that other women are coming to the comment section trying to gaslight. So yeah, it's one of those.
These modern women like to be the center of attention, really honestly and truly. And the moment that they're not, they're threatened by it. But of course, it's the man that's threatened by it.
Pretty often when I wear my natural hair out, men will approach me and start talking about women who wear weave, women who get things done to their bodies, such and such, so on and so on. And that is the perfect opportunity for me to tell them who I really am. I'd be like, I'm just deep conditioning today. Literally just deep conditioning today. I have a liquid BBL, I have a boob job scheduled for December, and I have 2 syringe, a filler in my lips, and I got Botox above my eyebrows. So you don't like me. You think you like me. You don't like me.
You could have summed that up and said, I'm fake everywhere. Fake.
Well, let's just see. Actually, I'll buy the food and stuff. If you don't mind, I'll split this off. If you just want to take care of your drinks, like, I'll buy our fajitas and the triple dippers. If you want to do like Apple Pay, or you can just tap whenever you're ready.
I just watched a video of a girl being like, I am such a frugal queen. I drive a paid off car. And then she went on to say that it was gifted to her. Her parents gave it to her for like college graduation. So that definitely helps. I think a lot of people could pay off their cars if they didn't pay for them.
What benefit would I get for being a stepfather? Would a man be wrong for asking a woman that?
I think it's a loaded question because why are you asking me that? I feel like as a man, if you're coming into a relationship where there's children involved, I don't think that's an appropriate question to ask in terms of what's the benefit that I get for being a stepfather to your children. Like, that doesn't even sound right to me.
No?
Because I'm going to look at you like you're crazy.
Okay.
Because I feel like, should I want you around? What benefits do we get from having you around? What are my children going to see in you? What are my children going to learn from you?
I'm going to look at you crazy because you just put me on the spot and you didn't let me just skate on by and not ask me any questions.
Take it from me when I tell you, if he is focused on his outfit way too much, on his Instagram way too much, like that's like what he's all about. I'm sorry, but 9 times out of 10, he's closeted, and a lot of people are gonna be mad about that. But I'm just trying to save you, sis. Take it from me and trust. I had to learn the hard way. But yes, tell me, in what world does his tough outfit benefit you in any way? I'll wait. Okay, so there's people out there interested in reading the stock market, literacy, finances. People genuinely have a hobby in that stuff. And there's even a guy out there who will build you a vanity from scratch, babe. You don't need the Instagram diva baddie. He thinks he's better than you. Stop that. Save yourself the heartbreak. He cares more about what he has on than being a morally good person. I promise you. Clap that thesis.
But again, if we think about it critically, you said we don't need 2 divas in the relationship, meaning that if he quits being the diva, you would still be the diva. So he's got to be a good person, integrity, all that, the whole 9 yards. Or you still like the fool?
No, because older men, they don't get better. They don't get better. Ever. Like, I went to this bar where it was like people around my parents' age, whatever. But like, I was having fun. I was like, I just sat at the bar, got some drinks, and I had this one, and he was like, oh, how old are you, blah, blah, blah. I was like, 23, chilling, and he's like, oh, I'm 43, and I was like, oh, cool, okay, great, and he was like, oh, do you have a boyfriend? I was like, yeah, I have a boyfriend, quotes, I don't have a boyfriend, but I lied, because I'm like, I'm not interested, and they don't care if you have a boyfriend, even when they're in their 40s. This man straight up goes, well, I could treat you so much better than your younger boyfriend. Ew, dude. And then he was like, oh, do you find it weird that, I'm older than you? Is that weird for you? And I was like, you're making it weird. It wasn't weird, but now you're making it weird. When I was younger, my type to a T was a silver fox. I was dead set on getting a silver fox. Last night I learned absolutely not.
Do you guys ever think maybe it's your surroundings and the people that go there, like the women, usually use that excuse? So men automatically think that they're lying, which in this case, they are. You lied.
And y'all can really miss me with this every man is a cheater. You can truly miss me with that. I already told y'all where that came from, whether you believe me or not. I already told y'all centuries ago, a group of men were sitting around a campfire. It was probably about 10 of them. And 8 out of these 10 men were cheating on their wives relentlessly. I'm talking about no regard, just living wild and free. But 2 of these men were like, you know what? I like my wife. I love my wife. I respect my wife. I'm going to be faithful to her because that's what she asking me, and I'm going to do it. And while they were all sitting there discussing it, the 8 approached the 2 and they said, look, y'all, if we're cheating on our wives and you guys are not doing it, then it's going to make it look like we have to be faithful to our wives. But if we all sit here and agree now, today, in this moment, that we will cheat on our wives and we will tell them, there's nothing that we can do to stop this. It is innate within us. This is how God made us. He made us to have multiple wives. He made us to have multiple partners. We can't control it. And you're wrong for trying to make us control it. If we can start that lie here today and carry it forth, then I believe that our sons and our sons' sons and our sons' grandsons even will have the freedom to cheat as they please, and no one will be able to stop them, because by that point we will have brainwashed the women and the men into thinking that cheating is inevitable. So even though you guys don't want to cheat on your wives, I know you got the desire. Give in to the desire and build this lie with us so that we can cheat freely. And the others who said, you know what, Bob, you know what? That don't sound too bad, Bartholomew. I think I'm going to do it. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get me some too. And that's how it started. And it's been going on for centuries. And now y'all are falling for the okie doke. But you can keep that over there. You speak that over your own life. Okay? Keep that on your side. But over here, as for me in my house, oh, we don't cheat. And we don't accept it either. And I'm not speaking a lick of that over any part of my situation, but y'all have fun.
You guys just keep on making up stuff, and honestly, at this point, it's really impressive.
I'm straight up at the point where I literally view men as, do you have money? What can you do? Because my rent is $18.50. I'm not asking you to pay my rent for me. I'm not asking for that. But I'm looking to build with somebody who is going to move me into a house where I'm going to pay. I'll pay the little utilities. I'll buy the food. I'll do all that. But you pay the mortgage. You feel me? I want a backyard. I want all that. And I honestly, I feel like people, I could single woman and independent woman all day long. But the truth of the matter is, it would be a lot easier if a man just did it. You know? If a man just did it. And like, I feel like low key, like I be moving through life like I'm an ugly bitch. Yeah, I got 2 kids, 2 baby daddies. It's okay. It's okay. I'm in my 30s now. That was my 20s. You feel me? Their dads are still in their lives. If me and you need some free time, baby, the kids can go with the dads. No, it's not an issue. They will take their kids. Not an issue. I'm this close to get my son to go live with his dad. You feel me? Full time, and I just get him on the weekends. You feel me? I'm that close to it. My daughter, she's a little young. We're not doing that. But yeah, I feel like I move like I'm an ugly bitch. I'm not. Like every time I go out with a man, I feel like all the servers or whoever we're around is like, oh my gosh, you're so pretty. Oh my gosh, you're so lucky to be with her. He's lucky to be with me. Because they know what it is. They know what it is. You know? And I feel like I just need to stop moving like, you know, like, because you look at half these dudes, they don't even be cute. I got a better body than them. I got a better workout routine than them. You know, look at the nails. The nails don't even be clipped, bro. They don't even be clipped. Hair be in disarray. Beard don't even be groomed. And then my thing is, the guys that do that, they're prettier than you. And they act like they're the prize. And I don't want that. I just want a man with some funny who's willing to share it. That's it. Because this is what you get. And but what else do you bring to the table? My ass claps.
No, actually, I don't want a nonchalant man that has absolutely no emotions. I want a man who's going to talk about every single conspiracy theory and let me know how your day was. And you know what else? Tell me about your job, even if it's the exact same job you do every single day. And tell me about all the random philosophical culture things going on. And you know what? I don't even like politics, but I'll talk politics. I won't talk. I'll just listen. Like, can I have a man that talks more than me? Because I talk a lot. And I'm like, yeah, you'll hear me yap all the time. We'll be up all night long hearing me yap. But like, I want to hear a man. Like, I just want to sit there and just listen. Just talk to me. Let me just hear what you got to say for the day. Let me know what you think about weather manipulation. Like, how were the pyramids built? What conspiracy theory or what crazy TikTok did you see today? Like, I just want a man who yaps as much as I yap. Please.
Anything men can do, we can do better. Reject delusions. Embrace gender differences.
The more you love a man, the more he'll love himself. Men's love and affection goes where women's attention goes. When a woman pours all of her attention and energy and love into a man, he thinks to himself, wow, I must be really great. I must be amazing. Look how much love she's pouring into me. But when you pour your love and attention and energy into yourself, a man looks and goes, wow, she must be really amazing. Look how much she loves herself. Look how much attention she gives to herself. That is why they say women can fall in love over time, but men cannot. You cannot love a man into loving you. But with women, women can grow to love men over time when they show their love to the woman. But the more you love a man and put your all and energy into him, the more he loves himself. So do with that what you will.
There's nothing to do with it. It's complete nonsense.
Broke women love calling men broke for shit they can't even afford. If they're broke, then what are you? What are you, boo-boo? It's always the broke folks that love to call people broke, just so y'all know.
No, because why they don't look like this no more? Like, what happened when birthing these new ones? Because they're not this. They're not this. Can we do a study or something? Like, what went wrong? They're not that.
Can I tell y'all something that I love about men? That I absolutely love. Because I be getting a little bit of hate because people are like, it's toxic, you're helping women hate men. First of all, women don't need my help in hating men, okay? That comes naturally. And I really don't spread hate in any of my stuff. But let me tell y'all what I love about men. No matter how bad it gets, no matter how hard you crash out, no matter what type you be mouthing off on, they never block you. They never block you. It's like impossible.
So basically, I have free range to be on my worst behavior, and they didn't block me. And I'm going to continue to do it.
Something that I think is like often very cute and kind of funny is that like after doing whatever, you're like both kind of embarrassed to be like putting your clothes back on as if like your face was in between these cheeks like 20 minutes ago. And like, I just think there's something kind of cute and special about that. Like we're both like, oh, let me put my clothes back. Can you hear my undies? Like you were just getting slapped in the face by these ass cheeks. Like it's kind of cute. It's kind of funny.
You really don't even have to share this. The drafts do exist.
So here's the thing, right? I had a little something on my mind. For the girls who are on social media crying, for the girls who throwing this GoFundMe up, for the girls who always got their hand out, for the girls who always want sympathy, what are you doing? You got six kids with the same man, and you know he didn't even take care of the first, but you continuing to multiply with that. Do what you please. It's your life. But do not get on social media. Do not get on nowhere trying to complain about your situation when you knew what you was dealing with after you multiplied and multiplied and multiplied.
So I just got dumped after a hot, sweaty yoga class. I was literally sweating so much today, and I was like, damn, I am like sweating. Like it was coming off of me like a waterfall. I was like, this is so weird. I get in my car, look at my phone. Hey, sorry. Oh, maybe the hot yoga class, I was sweating it out. Getting ready for a new beginning. Maybe that's what it is. I'm a bit sad. We dated for about 2 months, talked every single day, and hung out multiple times a week. But the best part is that he was honest about it and didn't lead me on. Just, hey, you're really cool. I'm not feeling it. At least I'm hot.
One player, not going to name a name, but he was all like, I'm not going to give an interview unless I get something in return. There's been shit like that. And the crazy part about this guy, too, is he's not even like a superstar player. I was going to be doing your ass a favor by doing an interview for you because you're following a show. You're not that great at basketball. And probably could have got million views on that piece of content, too, because I had a lot of creative ideas. But it's just interesting that there have been just certain scenarios where Everything is just so transactional. Like, if I help you, what do you do for me? I'm not gonna do for you. If you don't want to do an interview, like, that's fine, but why do you even have to say, like, oh, what am I gonna get in return? Like, you think I'm gonna suck your dick for an interview?
And what's crazy is that these types of women really think that they're doing the man a favor.
My 93-year-old grandma told me that my pants were not sexy. Nothing like a 93-year-old to bring you down a few notches. But I'm going to show you my pants. What do y'all think? Be honest.
Well, I heard the reason why a lot of us women are not getting fancy dates is because most of you men only like chicken. Chicken wings, chicken fries, chicken tenders, French fries, maybe a burger. This is why we cannot get a fancy date in 2025, ladies. Oh, and don't let them tell you, oh, I'm allergic to seafood. I can't eat seafood. Oh, I don't like seafood. Oh, I don't like veggies. What? Like, I need mine's versatile, okay? Because we're never gonna travel. We're gonna stay in our city forever because your palate, your food palate has not grown up. This is why I can't get a date.
Get it now, I get it. I see why I can't even get a date. The last dude I talked to, right? I'm like, what's your favorite thing to eat? He's like, oh, chicken tenders and fries. I said, what?
I know that there's this, especially now, there's this whole current argument about, well, biologically this and biologically that, and you know, women like men for this, and whatever. You know, I still kind of feel a lot of it, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. If the men are going to care about the woman's track record, it's fully fine for the woman to care about. Now, whether you choose to care about it or not, that's on you.
Mm-hmm.
But men do care. And men look at it's the same as how, you know, I hire people, I fire people, I interview people, and the first thing I do is I get their resume. If I see that they've held a ton of jobs in the last 5 years, I ain't hiring you.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know how to commit. You're all over the place. So what would your sexual resume look like? If you're trying to get a job, and then I'll use kind of a recent example from my professional career. I recently hired an inside salesperson. I was looking for someone that had customer service experience, someone who had sales background, someone who was personable, someone who, you know, could carry on a good conversation. I looked for all these things. I was looking just for those minimal skill-based type of individuals.
Mm-hmm.
So when I get a resume from someone who is 24 years old and they have 15 employment places.
Oh my gosh.
From the time they were 16 to 25.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not hiring you. Same thing for women. If you had to submit your resume of the amount of men that you've slept with in the last 10 years, would a guy be like, you know what, I'll bring you onto my team? Or would he be like, ugh, you've had way too many points of employment over the last 10 years.
That's true. That's very true. And I think that, like, when you're younger, I think that young people, I mean, and I'm speaking as like employee type thing, they think, well, I have all of this experience with all of these different jobs.
That is so funny you say that,
Mhm.
because I'm seeing a lot of women now where they ask the guy, like a guy will be like, we don't want a girl that's slept with a lot of dudes. And she's like, that exact point.
Mhm.
Why would you want a girl that doesn't have experience? Don't you want her to please you? And the guy's like, no, I will teach her how to please
Yeah,
me.
yeah. Uh-huh.
I don't want her trial and error in that. I don't need a girl that sucked 100 dicks to give me the best blowjob. I'm going to show her, or I'm going to not show her. I'm going to explain to her how to give me the best blowjob.
Uh-huh.
She doesn't need to have 100 different dicks in her mouth to give the best blowjob.
Also, the woman that came onto the internet to tell you about the woman denying her info on her boots, she's not a girl's girl either. You got denied a piece of information. You didn't take rejection well. You ran to the internet trying to weaponize any sort of following that you could get against this girl. I know she was hoping that this woman ended up seeing this. It's just like, she denied you Urban Outfitters. You were hurt in no way. Like, y'all have bastardized these terms so bad. It's just like, I had a boss like this once. She wouldn't tell anybody where she got stuff. She wasn't raised that way. And that would make me side-eye her a little bit, but she would have ran into a burning building for me. Is she still not a girl's girl? Because she wouldn't tell me where a bracelet was from? It's just like, women don't know how to take rejection either. And they're not as bad about it as men are. But even when a man doesn't like a woman back, she'll sit there and call him, that's wrong, right? Another woman denies you a piece of information and you go to weaponize the internet against her. Yeah, you're not a girl's girl either.
Single mama to 3 boys, so I've got absolutely no room for another boy in men's clothing. My kids will always come first. Always. And my fur babies come second. No, I'm not impressed with your gym selfies and squatted trucks. Not your next hookup. If you're here to play those games, then keep swiping. I already take care of little ones. All by myself. I'm not looking to raise another. No BS, no games. Queen raising kings. And if you can't respect that, then it's your loss. Because I don't need no man, and I know my worth. So what if I got 3 kids with 3 different baby daddies? I'm a good mama. I'm a good mama. Shout out Houston Harris on that one. If a woman that knows her worth intimidates you, keep it moving, buddy. I built my empire without a man, not looking to babysit one either. Strong, independent, too busy for games. Don't come at me unless you're adding to my peace. What do I bring to the table? I am the table. Bring more than a fork. Built strong. Built different. Built alone. Built from pain. Surviving on ambition. And iced coffees. Drama free, unless you're the one bringing it. And then I will match your energy. I don't chase. I attract. Know your role. Unbothered, unavailable, and unfazed.
Whenever Shorty tells you, oh, I didn't like you at first, but you grew on me. All that means is that when you first started talking to her, she had a whole lot of options. But you stuck around just long enough for all those other options to fall off. Now you the last one, and she likes you for it. Congratulations. You basically the one dude that stayed at a job just long enough to be a manager. Been there for 20 years, no management skills at all. But you've been promoted. Congratulations.
All right, so food for thought, fellas. Now, we all know that women expect men to be protectors and providers, right? If something goes bump in the middle of the night, they expect you to get up and go investigate. If the house is on fire, they expect you to run in there and save them and the kids, right? But these same women say with pride, they have the gumption, and they say with pride, a man better pour his own glass of water. A man, he better make his own damn sandwich. But you are expected to die for these women. So tell me how this isn't indentured servitude or slavery, because you're expected to give your life for something that wouldn't even pour you a glass of water.
Welcome to your next episode of Die Alone 101. When I just saw a cute guy in my neighborhood, which is weird, my face just did this. Instead of this. So how do I train my brain? Anyways, thanks.
I literally don't care if this is a hot take, and I literally don't care if anyone disagrees, but I really believe that like women, I meet a girl, you're innocent until proven guilty as a person. I meet a man, you're guilty until proven innocent. My friend starts dating a guy, we're finding tea on him, we're finding out if he's terrible, and then by some miracle, if he's not, we approach the situation cautiously optimistic. Yeah, I really believe that like 90% of men are terrible and 90% of women are amazing. However, and this is where it gets interesting, I think as a whole, women are better than men. I really do. But when there is a good man, like a freaking fire good man, I think he's better than a woman. Not better. Man, there's nothing in the world that's better than a good man. Married the best man in the world, and I just adore him. Good men, guys. They're rare, but when you find them, they are the gems of the earth.
Because I have a hot take that I don't know if you're gonna like it. I kind of like, back when I was really single, okay, I'm talking like fiendish, need a man single. And
for primal reasons, not emotional reasons or money reasons, because a man ain't never done nothing for me that I couldn't do for myself. But I would whistle. I can't whistle, but I would honk and play nasty music to the garbage truck man that be riding on the back of that truck. Because how many times we all been whistled at by a little construction man or whatever? I feel like it's their turn to be seen as me, honestly. So maybe if we all did that, they would stop doing that to us, and then they would feel like prey.
Never spin the block on the man you did wrong. Right. Why? Because men don't get over men do not get over heartbreak, okay? They don't. They still be holding on to a heartbreak they had when they was 11 years old, and they take it out on women all the way up into their adulthood. Okay. If you do a man wrong and you spin the block on him to get back with him, trust and believe he finna take you down through there. This gonna give you the ride of your life.
And you know what? She's 100% correct, but it's not for the reasons that women usually think. And I think that's because no one talks about male heartbreak. No one talks about it in depth. You just hear about it and he either has to get over it or like go through a transformation in the gym. No one talks about what it feels like to get your heart broken as a man. It is quite literally worse than death. That's why a lot of guys end up shmoo kaido. You know what I'm saying? Shmoo is you know what I'm saying? So let's talk about this. The reason guys get their lick back so hard after they've been done wrong by a woman that they were in love with isn't because they're just so evil and mean and they just want their lick back so bad. That might be a small part of it. But genuinely, when a man is in love with a woman, we do all kinds of stupid shit. Pay all her bills even though she works. Be ready to crash out at any moment if she points at a man that says something to her. You ready to lay it all on the line. Hey, trust me, I know. You be worshiping the ground she walk on. You change your whole personality just to make her feel safer and more secure, you know? Just to find out she's been doing you dirty. The reason that guys get their lick back so bad on those women specifically isn't because they're having an evil moment. It's because she simply isn't his little angel anymore.
Exactly. I now know that you are fully capable of acting stupid. And now I'm going to govern myself accordingly.